It starts at the open border that is down along our southern border between the United States and Mexico, which has become a war zone because of the neglect of this administration, because of the neglect and the change of policies of President Biden and his administration. We have seen an infiltration of dangerous individuals.
Well, Noem called out the federal government to do more to stop the cartels and the flow of fentanyl. It should be noted that they have tried. Here's a First Alert fact check. According to the White House, the border bill would have provided $405 million to hire more border agents to secure the border. Another $239 million would have helped hire more customs and border protection officers to stop illicit fentanyl and other contraband from entering the U.S. And $100 million was earmarked for Homeland Security to investigate and disrupt drug traffickers. That deal had bipartisan approval earlier this year. Former President Donald Trump encouraged Republicans to kill that bill.
Today is another one of those days where you may not be aware of really what all is going on in this country because you certainly haven't covered it in your news coverage. There have been over 80 stories written about me being banished. There hasn't been a single story that I've read to where you've really held a tribal leader accountable to seeing what they're doing to get rid of those who are perpetuating violence.
Also today, the governor called out the media for not asking the tribes what they are doing to banish the cartels and talking to people on reservations. But we have. Here's a First Alert fact check. Just last month, First Alert investigator Beth Warden spoke with people on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation about drug use. While they admit drugs are a problem, they call it absurd to blame it solely on the tribes when fentanyl use is an issue all across the state. In March, police reported an increase in fentanyl use in Sioux Falls as well. You can see both of those stories and others right now. Just scan the code right there for links to each story.
Just last week, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration released its National Drug Threat Assessment. And as Governor Noem said, it confirms the presence of Mexican cartels in all 50 states. Here's a First Alert fact check. According to the report, the cartels are in South Dakota, but as you would expect, their presence is greater along the border. The report does not make any specific mentions of issues on reservations. Noem also referenced criticism for using the name Ghost Dancers. That's the name of the gang affiliated with a motorcycle gang called the Bandidos. The name comes from a Native American religious ceremony. Noem says she's just using the name they use. The Attorney General's office says it does not know if the group is connected to drug cartels or if the Ghost Dancers are present on the reservation.